Okay, I think we can get started. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and welcome to Automation with Jira Service Management, a webinar and demo on how to automate some tedious tasks using JSM's powerful automation capability. This webinar is brought to you today by Avant Systems Group, Atlassian Platinum Solution Partner. So a quick agenda. First we'll talk about Avant, a little bit about who we are and what we do. Then we'll look into some common challenges and what JSM can do to solve them. We'll also briefly touch on the JSM plans and the differences between them before we dive into a quick automation demo, show off some of what the automation space can do for Jira Service Management. And after that, we'll look at the benefits of using the premium version of the product and get into some next steps and resources for getting started with JSM and some automation capability. A little about myself. My name is Adam Rothenberger, Marketing Manager at Avant Systems Group, and your presenter for this morning. I've worked in various marketing capacities throughout my career, notably in the graphic design, branding, and digital advertising spaces. Over the past year and a half or so working with Avant, I've obtained a number of Atlassian accreditations, including Atlassian Marketing Professional and Cloud Technical Sales Professional from the Atlassian Enablement Academy. I'm also something of a home automation enthusiast, so this webinar is kind of right up my alley, and I'm just one of several guitar players and musicians at Avant with a significant collection of guitars throughout my home. Avant Systems Group is an innovative IT consulting company specializing in Atlassian products. Our team spans coast to coast here in Canada with employees in 6 different provinces. Our expertise comes from more than 25 years of software development and consulting, the last 10 of which have been near exclusively in the Atlassian space. We're passionate about software development tools, processes, and sharing that expertise with our clients to drive their success. As an enterprise Atlassian solution partner, our people have extensive experience working with, implementing, and supporting Atlassian products for a broad range of customers and across a wide range of industries. Avant contains a highly trained group of people who are committed to providing a full range of Atlassian support services, including license management, application admin, migration support, managed hosting, custom add-on development, and agile training and coaching. We work to distinguish ourselves by providing services and expertise in licensing, setup, and configuration of Atlassian products, product migrations, post-purchase support, and custom configurations for products in the Atlassian ecosystem. If you're working with, or if you're interested in working with Atlassian tools in your organization, I would encourage you to reach out to us for partner purchasing advantages and a single point of contact for Atlassian product support. The products we promote, of course, come from Atlassian. We deploy Atlassian products like Jira, Confluence, and Bitbucket for organizations to provide solutions in several different areas, including ITSM and asset management, which you'll see quite a bit of today. As well as product procurement, QA and test management, SDLC, facilities, collaboration and document management, ESM, DevOps, and project and portfolio management, to name a few. So now that you know who we are, let's talk about some of the challenges that we've seen organizations face with their ITSM implementations and what we can do to solve them by leveraging a product like Jira Service Management. So when we talk to customers about their IT service delivery, some of the most common challenges we hear about include the following. First, collaboration with many different teams across dev, ops, and business. These teams can be unaware of what the other is working on, which can cause some friction. At the same time, the customer experience suffers when they're not aware of what's being worked on. When customer requests do come in, response times can be slow, which leads to more frustrated customers. And finally, data silos, where teams can spend a lot of time sifting through spreadsheets or other data sources to find an asset or missing data or context that could have been resolved faster had that information been in front of them at their fingertips. So the question is, how do you unite these different teams within an organization to respond to these challenges in an effort to deliver exceptional products and services? The answer here is Jira Service Management, or JSM. If you're new to JSM, I'll take a quick moment to explain what it is and does in a nutshell. Jira Service Management is the ITSM solution that's built to unlock high-velocity teams. It helps to do this in 3 different ways. First, it helps to make work visible. All teams work from an open, collaborative platform that's easy to create visibility of the work. It delivers value fast, so when you're working open, it means that value can be delivered more quickly, creating a better customer experience from the back end. And it keeps work flowing, breaking down silos so everyone can see what's happening. The context is easy to find, making for smoother service delivery. And there are 4 cloud product plans available for JSM. I'd like to point out that while JSM for Data Center exists in the event that you need an on-prem solution, this webinar will discuss JSM for cloud specifically. So the first plan that's available is the free tier, which is great for service teams that are just getting off the ground and includes up to 3 agents. The standard plan is for teams who are building out their ITSM practice and includes some basic alerting and incident capabilities. The premium plan, which is what our webinar will focus on today, is built for teams that need to scale IT service delivery across an organization. You get 1,000 global and multi-project automation rules per paid user per month, and we'll go over exactly what that means in our demo very shortly here. The premium plan also includes Insight Asset and Configuration Management, which is our CMDB that's native to Jira. It brings context, assets, and data directly into your service requests, incidents, and change practices. So Premium also includes end-to-end incident management, including the ability to investigate deployment-related incidents directly from JSM itself, and advanced change management capabilities that allow you to gate changes, get approvals, and minimize risk. Now, the enterprise plan on JSM expands the functionality of the premium product for organizations who need multiple product instances and who have advanced security requirements. In our demo, which we'll get to very shortly, we'll be focusing on Jira Service Management Cloud Premium, which is the version of the product we recommend if you're really looking to go deep with automation features and a need for an SMDB like Insight, but don't necessarily need the functionality of unlimited product instances or advanced security setup that the enterprise version will provide. So let's do a quick review of the concept of automation for those who are new to this within Jira, or really kind of anywhere that an automation suite could be set up. So what is automation exactly? In simple terms, automation allows you to automate actions within Jira based on the criteria that you set. It removes the need to perform manual, repetitive tasks by letting your teams automate their processes and workflows. Automation in Jira Service Management is a no-code capability that takes only a few clicks to set up. For some context, some popular examples of automation used by teams in JSM include sending an email when an SLA is at risk of breaching, auto-closing an inactive Jira ticket, reopening a closed issue if a customer comments on it, auto-assigning issues to distributed team members, auto-assigning approvers, and closing an issue when all subtasks or linked issues have been resolved. So let's go over how to build automation rules in JSM. There are typically 3 core components to an automation configuration. First, you have triggers, which start the execution of an automation, something that's going to turn it on, essentially. Next, you have conditions, which allow you to fine-tune the conditions required for that rule to be executed, like if an issue is set to critical priority like this one. And finally, you have the actions, the things that will ultimately occur when all the conditions are met. There are a number of additional things you can add into an automation rule, like branching rules, which would let you apply actions to related issues, and smart values that you can use to access and manipulate issue data within Jira Service Management. We'll look at all of this stuff a little bit more right away here in the demo. So if you're new to automation within the Atlassian space here, you can visit Atlassian's automation playground at atlassian.com/automation, which includes a lot of pre-built automation templates and a sandbox environment you can try them out with to get a really good understanding about exactly how they work. So next, let's talk about global and multi-project automations, which is it's a greatly expanded state of affairs with the JSM Premium plan. If you're new to JSM and automation in general, global and multi-project automation helps admins more effectively scale their instances using automation. Instead of creating rules on a project-by-project basis, this feature allows admins to create a single rule that can run across multiple or all projects in an instance, which helps reduce workloads drastically and saves time. These global and multi-project rules can also run across multiple Jira products like Jira Software or Jira Work Management to promote better cross-team collaboration. Overall, there are 3 types of project automation rules. Single project rules, which are unlimited across all plans, but can only be applied to a single project at a time. There's also the multi-project rules, which can be applied to multiple projects or multiple project types at a time. And finally, there's global automation rules, which are applied to all projects on a product instance. Now, the number of global and multi-project automation rules you can run varies depending on what version of the product you've got. The free and standard versions have a cap of 100 and 500 automation executions respectively, and this number doesn't change based on how many users you've got. The premium plan allows for 1,000 global or multi-project executions per paid user per month. So if you had 25 licensed users on the premium plan, for example, you could theoretically run as many as 25,000 automation rules within a 1 month period. And now for the part that everyone's been waiting for, let's dive into a quick demo of Jira Service Management automations and what we can do with them. First, to access automation, we'll navigate to our service project, then project settings, and finally automation. Let's start by quickly going over how to navigate the automation page. By default, you'll see all the rules created for the current project you're viewing and whether or not those rules are enabled. You could filter by global rules associated with the project or all rules. You can also create labels and then drag and drop your rules to better organize them based on ITSM processes, use cases, or any kind of categorization that's helpful to you. This page is only showing rules associated with my central service desk project, but you can click on Global Administration at the top right to get a view of all rules on your instance and their associated projects. Scrolling down, we can see that some rules are associated with just one project, while some are associated with multiple projects, and a few apply to all projects or globally. If you're not seeing the Global Administration option, check with your Jira admin to see that you have the appropriate permissions to view the page. Next, clicking on the Usage tab on the Global Administration page allows you to see your current global and multi-project automation usage and how many of those rules you have available during the remainder of the month. This is a test instance, so we have unlimited rules available, but you'll see a specific number that's pulled across all licensed users and products on your Atlassian cloud site. As you start building multi-project rules or global rules, come back here to see how your usage evolves over time. I also highly recommend reviewing your audit log, especially if you're creating new rules and want to ensure they're working properly. You can see a variety of information on the audit log, including what rule was run and when, which project it was executed on, and the status of the rule. Statuses such as failure or some error indicate that there's a problem with the rule. Now that we have a general understanding of how to navigate the automation homepage, let's create some global and multi-project automation rules as an example. Select Create Rule at the top right to get started. For the first example, I've created a rule that alerts an agent via email when an SLA is within 30 minutes of breaching. This is a rule that will apply globally to our instance, as it's a helpful automation rule that will benefit all teams in our organization. Let's look at how it's built. First, the trigger is when an SLA threshold is breached. Here you can see that I want to be alerted within 30 minutes of the time to first response SLA. In this example, I don't have any conditions that need to be met or branching rules, but I do have two actions created for the rule. You can always add a condition here to always send an SLA alert for certain request types, like those related to certain kinds of incidents, but for this example, we won't be using a condition. Next, I've selected the Add Comment to Issue action. Once the rule is triggered, a comment will be added to the issue for the agent. Here we can see a smart value that is extracting the assignee name for the comment as well as the issue key. Smart data values can extract tons of data for the issue, including reporters, assignees, issue status, and issue summaries. I highly recommend reviewing smart values for how you can handle personalization for your rules further. Depending on how you have notifications set up for a project, the comment may send an email to your agent automatically. But in the event you don't have email notifications set up for each comment on an issue, you can also add an action to send an email to assignee as well. Here you can see that I've picked a assignee as the recipient of the email and added a message with the issue key using smart values. Next, let's take a look at the rule details to make sure that we have the correct scope established for the rule. Here I can see the title of the rule, the description, and then the scope is only for Central Service Desk Project. Since I want this rule to apply to all projects, I want to modify the scope. Clicking the scope field allows me to change the rule's scope to all projects, which is also known as global automation. Now every project will send alerts to assignees when SLAs are within 30 minutes of breaching on the first response to the customer. Once all your settings are to your liking, turn the rule on with the toggle at the top right. Note that each time the rule is executed, it'll count toward your monthly allotment of global and multi-project automation rules. Next, let's take a look at a slightly more complex rule that shows the integration between Jira software and Jira Service Management and how automation can streamline communication between internal teams and your customers. When Jira software and JSM are on the same cloud site, you'll be able to manually escalate JSM requests to your Jira software team and use the global automation tool to automatically transition or update linked issues between service management projects and software projects. So why would this be useful? Let's say your customers have started to report a bug with your mobile app. Certain buttons aren't working on the app and your teams are being flooded with requests. Here you can see an example of a request from a customer. As an agent, I will manually create a linked issue for my Jira software team so that they can start working on the bug. I'll also link any related existing or new requests to the Jira software issue as well. Here we can see that I've created a linked issue for my mobile banking app team. I've classified this issue as a bug and specified that my customer's issue is caused by the bug, so my Jira software team will now work on it. Click Create, and we can see that the linked issue is sent to the mobile app team. Once my software dev team has resolved the bug and closed the issue, we can use an automation rule to automatically close all related Jira Service Management issues reported by customers related to this bug. I can also leave a comment for the customer to let them know the bug has been resolved. Let's review the automation page to see how this is set up. First, the trigger will be when the issues transition to done. This is the final status in my Jira software workflow for bugs indicating the issue is resolved. Next, we're going to use the for linked issues branching rule to indicate which types of related issues we want to close and comment on automatically. Here you can see that I've selected when a linked issue causes another issue. I've also created this rule as a multi-project rule and applied it to my mobile banking app project in Jira Software and mobile operations project in Jira Service Management. Next, we have two actions for my issue in Jira Service Management. The first action will transition the linked issue to completed, which is the final status in my Jira Service Management workflow, indicating that the issue is resolved. Additionally, I'm going to send a comment to the customer letting them know that the issue is resolved and if they're still having trouble to reach out. Notice the smart values injecting data and like the reporter's name and the name of the agent as a signature to make it a little more personalized. Toggle the rule to on and you're all set. Now let's see the rule in action. Let's assume my Jira software team just resolved an app bug and transitioned the issue status to done. I'll go ahead and change the status to done here in the linked issue section so you can see this in real time. Notice how my customer's issue instantly transitions to completed as soon as I transition the linked issue in Jira software. Additionally, when I check the comments section, my automated comment has already been sent to the customer, letting them know the issue has been resolved. My agents don't need to do anything else here on this request as it is now resolved and the customer has been informed of the resolution, all thanks to the power of multi-project automation. I hope these examples have given you a better understanding of how global and multi-project automations can help teams scale their operations. I'd encourage you to think of ways you can automate repetitive tasks in your service desk and experiment with different types of automation rules. Now let's switch gears and discuss the other unique feature of Jira Service Management Premium and Enterprise, which is Insight Asset Configuration Management. With Insight, teams can track their assets, configuration items, and resources easily. Insight provides visibility into critical relationships between applications, services, and the underlying infrastructure, and any other key dependencies. It also supports a variety of teams such as IT, HR, sales, marketing, legal, facilities, etc. Best of all, your asset and configuration items can be used with automation in Jira Service Management to save time, increase efficiency, and remove the manual work by automating actions with objects and object types. Now let's take a look at using Insight with Jira Service Management Automation. First, I want to go over how to access Insight and how it's structured. To access it, select Insight in the top navigation bar and select View All Object Schemas. Now we're on the Object Schema homepage, where there are different levels of data organization within Insight. The first level is object schemas, which you can think of as separate databases or repositories for different types of data. We recommend organizing your data into multiple object schemas based on the type of data, who owns it, and what it's used for within your organization. This makes the data easier to manage and keep up to date. Here you can see that I've got several object schemas, including an IT employee assets schema that houses all my employee hardware, and an employees schema that contains all my employees in my organization. Now let's check out the IT employee assets schema. On the left-hand menu, we can see our next level of data hierarchy, object types. As you can see, we have hardware object types for all the laptops, monitors, and phones within the organization. Thanks to Insight's flexible data structure, you can create object types for anything you want with any type of data you want to associate with the object. Next, let's click on laptops and check out our actual laptop objects. Each object type has its own set of attributes that define that particular object type, and then each object has its own value for each of the attributes. Here we can see several attributes associated with this particular laptop, including the serial number, status, model, cost, and who owns it. If I click on attributes in the top right, I can see all of the attributes associated with the selected object type. To create an object, just click on Create Object in the top right. You can also import objects into Insight using various formats like CSV and JSON, or Insight Discovery, which is our free automated network scanner. Now that we know how Insight is structured, let's take a look at an example of automation in Jira Service Management using Insight objects. Currently, I'm viewing the portal as Dante, a developer who spilled water all over his desk, damaging his laptop beyond repair. As Dante, I select the Request a New Laptop request type and fill out the required information. For the reason I'm requesting a new laptop, I'll select that the current laptop is damaged and leave a note about what happened for context. Now let's select the laptop I want to request. These dropdowns are linked to RT Employee Assets object schemas that we saw earlier, specifically the supported laptop object type. I can also request additional peripherals like a mouse or keyboard if those were damaged too. Dante will then submit the request so our agents can start working on it right away. Now let's look at the agent view of Dante's request. Thanks to Insight, a ton of information is readily available for the agent. In the center of the request, we can see a description of the request and the selected laptop and accessories. Automation's already hard at work here as well, and multiple automation rules will run as soon as the request was created by Dante. On the right side of the request, we can see an attached laptop. An automation rule has been run to look at the requester and find the laptop they're associated with, then bring it into the request. With this information, I've reduced the back and forth between the agent and Dante. I don't need to ask him to confirm his serial number. Automation has already provided this to me instantly. Additionally, I can click on the graph button and double-click Dante to see all the hardware assigned to him, including his monitor, phone, and the laptop, plus details about them all. Two other automation rules have taken place as well based on the Insight data. First, the status of Dante's laptop has been changed from in use to damaged. This is because Dante selected the current laptop is damaged from the request form. An automation rule was created to update the status of the laptop based on the field selected in that particular request type. Automation rules are a great way to keep the data in Insight updated in real time and reduce the admin burden on agents. It may not be immediately apparent, but another automation rule has been run in the background too. A third automation rule has looked at Dante in the employee object schema and found his manager and request approver, Daryl Rossi. Automation's gone ahead and assigned this issue to Dante's manager for review and approval. This streamlines the process and further avoids more manual work for the agent. Let's assume the request has been approved, and I need to check that the requested laptop is in stock. I can see that Dante's requested a 2020 13-inch MacBook Pro. As the agent, I can go back into Insight and select the IT Employee Assets object schema, view my laptop's object type, and check my stock. To make this easier, I can view all my laptops as a list in which I can filter by the model and if that model is in stock. So here we can see we have two laptops in stock, and now I can ship Dante his new laptop and resolve this request. I hope this example gives you a better understanding of how automation can be used within Insight and Jira Service Management. This is just one example, but there are many, many ways you can use the power of automation with Insight, like employee onboarding and recruitment, or managing employee certifications, just to name a few. So now that you've seen how JSM can help to scale ITSM delivery by delivering global and multi-project automations, that's really only half the story. With any premium Atlassian product, you also get access to an incredible set of diagnostic features with the platform. So let's quickly go through them now. Admin Insights for administrators show you how many active users you've got across all of your products, and it provides security insights about each of them. There's also an IP allow listing feature that you can enable or disable based on your requirements, and create allow lists for each product as needed. The sandbox feature allows admins to test and control the rollout of new rules, apps, or features before rolling them out to your production instance, and the release tracks feature gives admins more control over the end user experience with a comprehensive release changelog for scheduled releases. Jira Service Management Premium is also backed by 24/7 support, 99.9% uptime SLA, and unlimited storage, so it really does meet the demands of large and active teams. You never have to worry about downtime, and you get a dedicated support rep with a less than 1 hour response time. So it's a really great product. To end the presentation today, I'd like to go through a few resources that are available to implement what you've seen here for your organization and what the next steps for doing that might look like. So if you're looking to get started with JSM and really ramp your ITSM implementation up, Jira Service Management is an excellent product to help make that happen. At Avant Systems Group, we're an Atlassian Platinum Solution Partner with experience in just about every corner of the Atlassian ecosystem. We can also provide a number of benefits over purchasing the products directly, such as licensing discounts, purchase and post-purchase support, and custom implementations, including the kinds of automations that we've demoed for you here today. If you're currently using JSM on the free or standard plan, you can actually try out JSM Premium for free for 30 days by upgrading in your cloud admin panel. We're happy to assist with any expansions and workflow automations that you'd want to explore in this space as well. And that concludes our presentation for today. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I hope we've been able to provide some useful insight here on Jira's automation capabilities. Of course, if you have any questions or would like some help implementing this kind of automation, by all means, reach out to us on our website at avant.ca or give us a call or email. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.